Hey, in 10.3, we're going to cover timing and cuts. Then I'm going to lead you into some other awesome stuff to make sure people can stay engaged, stay entertained, and actually receive what you're trying to convey. So, in timing and cuts, I'm going to show you a few live action aspects of how I use it, some tips of what I like to use, some basic recommendations. So, we're going to start off with strategic cuts. Oh no, we're going to start off actually with rhythm. This one I don't even have to show you, but I can give you a few examples. Like right over here, this guy, his rhythm in his videos are slow, talking head, etc. So one thing to consider when you're making videos is to make sure your rhythm makes sense. Some people like a lot of dynamic aspects like quick cuts, some people like longer. Understanding this rhythm on your end is important because of the vibe you're trying to create, the information you're trying to convey, and the subject of the video content. So identify your rhythm and stick to it throughout your video. It's very difficult to understand and watch a video when you go from long form like this, and then imagine a minute in, he was changing how he does his video. So think about rhythm and go from there. Next is the power of strategic cuts. For this one, I will show you here. This video does a great job of showing strategic cuts. In this one, they quickly move between different scenes. They showcase all sorts of different aspects. So here's like an overlay, someone speaking, now another cut, another cut, another cut. See, as I go through this video is changing the scenery often. This is one of the best ways to make videos because you're keeping the eyes engaged. While they're listening, while you're receiving information, the person watching the video has to stay engaged. As you see, none of these are more than 2 to 4 seconds. So keep that in when you're making videos, is to use their cuts strategically. Do this not only to showcase things, but to keep people engaged. So to continue into that one, that rule I just mentioned is 2 to 4 seconds. I call it the 3-second rule. I try and use it as often as possible when making minute to minute and a half videos to keep the viewers engaged, and I love doing this when I'm making ads for myself. Similar to this video here, which I'm going to mute so your guys aren't getting your ears blown out. Every single shot is changing and changing and changing. Keep them to 3 seconds max, and it's almost like you're re-hooking that person every single time. I know it's tiresome. I know it seems hard, but to make it simpler, you can literally shift what type of shot it is by moving around like I taught in another module. Or literally you can just make a cut in someone talking. So for example, imagine he's talking, you throw in a split, you go 1 second, you create a split, you delete that middle, and now it almost looks like a jump cut. That little difference in how it was seen, just him talking, his lips changing, doesn't even have to be the person changing. It shows a little bit of movement while keeping that fluid, same rhythm. By messing with these timings, you can really, really create that storyline that you really want, because people attach themselves to storylines, whether it's moving slowly, quickly, dynamic, engaging, or purely static. By utilizing timing, you're going to be able to capture that audience's attention and make sure they're listening and staying along for that whole entire video. So just keep these things in mind when you're making cuts, when you're making these videos. Usually I shoot all in one go, or I'll just do all the scenes and then just start trying to trim. And just like I'm doing here, I can just do little cuts everywhere, little splits everywhere, and then just go around and shift. No, don't worry about transitions, and just shift these around, and that way all of your little cuts stay really engaging. Or you can go long style, whatever it is. Keep switching it up, keep finding your style, but just make sure it's simple and it's doable for you. If you do something that you don't enjoy, it's going to get really, really tough to make videos and continue making videos. So that's my little tip for now. I'm going to jump into the next module, which you definitely want. I didn't plan on doing this one, but I'm going to give you guys a litany of different hooks and how to capture attention immediately to get people viewing. So check me out in the next video. We'll talk soon.